Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, my good people? What is going on, my good people? Happy Sunday. It's Alkmi Beats here. Happy Sunday. Me talking some talk. Beatboxing, answering y'all's beatbox questions. Yeah. Testing. Hey, what's going on, Black Panther? Good to see you. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. One. Get a little funky when I bite my zip. I'm doing great, Black Panther. Thanks for asking, even though it looks like no one's watching, but I'm doing great, man. Thank you. Just happy to be here. I'm beatboxing on a great Sunday. Yeah, I would love to connect with you guys, talk about our community, our awesome, tournament we've been following. House. Good to hear, man. All right, good. And I drop in. And it goes to boom. And I break it in the Hey, what's going on, Ennis? Shout out to our Beatbox brothers and sisters and others from India. And Black Panther, Delo's second round. Let's see. First one was the bite my lip, right? Honestly, I think I just saw it like this morning. I'd have to see it again. Thanks you guys for tuning in, though. Thanks you guys for joining. Trying to get my collapse clip good. Let's listen to the Delo round. When's the next tutorial? Well, oh gosh. See, it's funny because I don't think of myself as a tutorialist. I just like trying to explain sounds, like certain things I'm passionate about, like vocal bases, to an audience who has yet to receive a centralized place to have a kind of understanding of all of them. So I like teaching people about the sound, which includes how to do it. But I don't always think of myself as like a everyone's flexing with the post in there because it's becoming super popular, because when we discovered a human being could make this kind of laser sound that's inhuman as fuck, it's like, wow. I mean, it was in the Southeast Asian community for a long time before it migrated outside of it, on the mainstream international like level. BR and Zeka obviously have shown it, but Ballistics can do it too. A lot of people don't know that, but like he's got a moment in his American beatbox community shout out where he does it just a prolonged. But next tutorial. Well, I don't know, man. I may make a tutorial on a bass, Yeah, I can show you some basses. That's vibration bass. Hard bass. It's not very consistent yet, but I can do it. I'm gonna have to drink some water. Yeah, this is my hard bass right now. The tight voice being lower. Yeah, I was used to it being higher too because I'm a higher voice guy. Yo 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 yo. Just try to. It's a lot easier to apply the tight voice lower than it is higher, actually. So, like this is the low part of my voice, right? And it's like this, like this. If you tighten it up like this, that's the tight voice. You don't have to tighten. You don't have to tighten it so much. It's not. It's the fact that it's called the Pash voice is a misconception that was propagated mainly by One Known in his vibration-based tutorial Black Panther. Just so you know, we actually call it the Jayton voice. That's what we called it before One Known made his vibration-based tutorial, because Jayton is the twin of the Mad Twins from Russia, who he always talks like this. Napalm does it, and yeah, NS Black Panther's misinformed. Pash voice is the incorrect way to call it. That's just what people call it in confusion after that misconception was spread. It's actually called just the tight voice, or we call it the Jayton voice, because Pash is the twin that does the bass. Jayton's the twin that talks like this, so it's called Jayton voice because Jane's the one that uses the voice more. Actually, in Siberian Tuvan culture that do throat singing, they call it kargyada. And overtones, they call it sigit. They have a word for the type voice too. It's called humye. Humye. So I like calling it the humye voice or the type voice, but that's the one you use for vibration bass. No. Pash's bass, if you're talking about the non-vocal bass he does, it's a lip oscillation like this. It's like that, but it's a kind of lip oscillation. There's plenty of tutorials on it. I wouldn't be able to explain it as well as like Rubik, or I highly encourage you watching Rubik or Tyler W's tutorials on it. It's called the outward subwoofer. It's just it's like the subwoofer lip roll, but the outward version. So I don't even like doing it because it could probably blow out my bass speaker I'm using. I mean, I like doing it in real life and on stable sound systems, but not on mine. But it has this effect of creating a subwoofer sound, and it's basically your lips are vibrating somewhere. Hey, what's going on, Adam? Shout out to wherever you're watching this from. Go ahead and type in where you're watching this from, everyone. Shout out to Germany. Shout out to India. But Black Panther, it's just somewhere between the tightness of and a lip buzz and just a lip oscillation is. If you combine it with an outward case snare, that's the 2H snare, or the snare Zeka uses a lot. Yeah, I could. Black Panther, you sent me 2 emails, and one was like a vibration bass, and one was your unidentified bass that we thought was Delo's vocalized sheet bass. I don't know if you sent me any more after those first 2. I haven't been able to get to my emails since then. So if you're talking about the vibration bass video you sent me and the evil bass, vocalized evil bass video bass you sent me, I saw that. That's what I was messaging you about on Discord. But if you've sent me more things after that since then, I have not seen that. I could definitely look on it now, though. So it's not called Pash voice. That's a misconception. It's called Jayden voice or tight voice, or I like calling it Humye voice. Pash bass is a subwoofer, is an outward subwoofer bass, or an outward subwoofer lip oscillation, somewhere between the tightness of and is it helps when you do it with a kick. That's Pash's bass, all right, Black Panther or NS. That's outward subwoofer. And if you combine it with an outward case snare, it's the 2H snare or the outward subwoofer lip case snare. Outward subwoofer case snare. It's essentially kind of like you're tightening the sides of your lips. Tightening, but leaving these loose. Not like that. Not like that. You're going to push air out with your lungs while keeping the sides tight. Yeah, it's outward subwoofer. I don't know if you've seen the tutorial on it. It's not a new sound. It was from the 2012 days of Russia. Their community had a champion called Vatang, and he always did this with his case. I mean, I know you're a little young, but a lot of new school beatboxers have been using it. Like, Pac Max does it, Maddox does it, even Napalm does it now.
Gene does it. Hiss does it. D'Lo does it. Everyone does it now, but PR does it. Zeka does it. 2H does it. Shogo does it. But the tutorials on it have been kind of recent. So you would have, I think, seen that if you watch a lot of tutorials. If you subscribe to Tyler W's tutorials, if you don't, you definitely should. He does a tutorial on the sound in a much better way than I could. And Rubik from Canada also has a good tutorial on the sound. I think he was the first tutorial I saw on the sound. I'm like, oh, I could always kind of do that.
I just always did it with the case snare because that's how Collapse did it.
It sounds like kind of like it's very punchy. It sounds like, in my opinion, like you're shattering concrete. And I was kicking the concrete. Let's see. All right, man. See ya, man. Take care. Good luck on your exam tomorrow, all right? You're gonna do awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to get the balance between and it's hard. Yeah, Adam, tell us where you're watching this from. Shout out to your Beatbox community, or let me give a shout out to your Beatbox community.
So let's see here.
So as far as D'Lo and Nord bass, I can kind of explain that. It's very simple, but getting the part that's supposed to oscillate correct is what frustrates people, because when people say just do the stitch voice and word, oh, my mom's false. Oh, cool, man. Shout out to Norway and our Scandinavian and Nordic beatbox brothers, sisters, and others. Shout out to Norway, man. But essentially it is doing a vocalized inward bass, not E, but not E, but the vocalized inward bass. With E gets the one that inertia does. If you do the stitch voice, what it really is you're bunching your tongue kind of humped up at the back of your mouth. Most of voice fuck with both. It's really similar to the overtone mouth position. I like Villain's lip oscillation. It's like some people call it grin bass because you're grinning while you do it, but you should watch tutorials if there are versions of the lip oscillation that you don't know how to do, because they're not all intuitive to each other. I had to watch some tutorials on like the wobble bass. I didn't know how to do that, even though I could lip oscillate. Well, take care, man. Yeah, well, I'll see you soon, man. Now no one's watching, cool. But D'Lo inward bass is basically just the stitch voice causing your uvula to be basically oriented in a position where it'll oscillate with your inward bass. But it's not snore bass plus inward bass. That's not the same thing. But talking like this with your inward bass, with your vocalized inward bass, turns that into Which is different than tongue vowels, which is a hollow vocalizing or bass. So it's more pressurized than with the uvula. Whereas Delos in bass is more gurgly because it's more pressure at the uvula. There's a closure at the uvula. Versus
that's just doing vocalizing over bass, but hollowing out your throat, like oh, wow, wow, wow.
I think I do hollow out my throat and I do D-low and bass too. So I'm doing like basically both hollow vocalizing or bass and D-low and bass. A vocoder can transition between both of them. He doesn't disintegrate. It's pretty masterful. I'm still working on my D-low and bass. The stitch voice has to be. You have to have a stiff tongue going into the back of your throat. You can't just have your tongue humped up at the back of your mouth. Oh, like it's different than the overtone position. Because even though they're both making a cup with your tongue, the sides of your tongue cupping up at the back of your molars. The stitch voice tongue position, the D-low inward bass tongue position, is similar, but the back of your the part of your tongue that extends down into your throat, it's more stiff. For the overtone position, your tongue is just cupping at the back of your molars, and the part of your tongue that goes in your throat is just loose. There's a stitch that's my mom's stitch. The back of my tongue is cupping up by my molars, but it's also very stiff in the back of my throat. And then when you do that with a vocalizing or bass, I think it gets your uvula in the position to oscillate with your inward bass. That's what that gurgly extra texture is on duos. To yeah, I like those inward basses. And the normal one too. The normal vocalized one. I don't really use the unvocalized inward bass as much as I used to. So back to the back to the old school. Hey, how's it going, Control C? Let me know what country you're watching me from. Shout out to your community. Shout out to the Norse beatbox community and the Norwegian beatbox community and the Scandinavian beatbox community. Take it one down and I drop it like that. Shout out to my UK bro, Sissons, others. Drum and bass to the UK, for real. Doing something dangerous. Doing something dangerous. Doing something dangerous. What's up, Subsonic? It's great to see you here, man. Thanks for the compliment, my spit snare. I really remember when I first found out what a BMG snare was, and I thought it was a fucking superpower. So I know it's common these days to do it, but I really, really love my spit snare. Control C. Let us know where you're calling us from, man. And thank you. I love Inertia. He's one of my top 5 favorite beatboxers of all time. Control C. So yes, that is very much Inertia influence. How are you guys all doing today? Shout out to the UK. Shout out to Norway if you're still watching. Shout out to Deutschland. Black Panther, I'll pull up your bases that you sent me. Subsonic. Oh my god, I'm glad you're here, man. Dude, this has been crazy. Like the D-Lo versus Zeka. And dude, he brought in his new bass. Like I know you're a fan of D-Lo Subsonic, but I don't know if you've been following his live streams. He has a new bass that he uses. And like Collapse, and if you watch Collapse's like Collapse isn't toxic, you know, like his community is pretty non-toxic. They're awesome. If you watch his video of his review of Reddit, the Collapse subreddit where he finds someone who posted D-Lo having a new sheep bass. Because D-Lo has this bass. Yeah, dude, of course I can. I was doing it before you got here, but I'd be happy to, especially because I got my speaker and my microphone, so it'll actually sound good. But he's got like it sounds like evil bass, I think, but D-Lo has a bass that sounds like literally like a sheep, like a very demonic, like sheep bleeding. And when you vocalize it, that's his other new sound. This vocal bass that he has that's not throat bass, and it sounds kind of like Benja's vocalized chest bass. Please don't take it personal. Dude, like what is it? You know, do you know what it is? Because you are a vocalized chest bass master. I don't think it's a chest bass, but it sounds a lot like a chest bass, especially Benja's version, you know? Like the epiglottis is going at a fifth from the voice. It's not the same note like Napalm's vocalized chest bass. It's like but that's not that. Like that's vocalized chest bass. But hold on. Before I do that, Subsonic, Black Panther's been waiting on me to. While I'm getting this out, tell me what you guys think about the Swiss Beatbox Kickback battle. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. The techno routine D-Lo had, that was classic D-Lo energy, but like new evolved form D-Lo. I was raving to that shit. Oh my goodness. Like the bite my lip. I love the D-Lo zipper. It's a great sound. But Zeka, he was making actual tracks. His shit were tracks. He was battling and they were tracks though. It sounded like shit you would hear on Spotify. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Black Panther. My email takes a little bit to load, so it looks like my yeah, but here's the thing, Subsonic, like it's I thought it was like other people who pirated D-Lo's stream, which you shouldn't do, but they did just so that we could have this for all of us to share. There's a video, literally look it up. It's called D-Lo Learns a New Sound. It's by like DNA Creature, and people are debating on it. It's like, is this vocalized chest bass or isn't it? And I don't know, dude. Like it sounds like there's a lot more tension. Like there's a different part vibrating because of a lot of tension that isn't there with vocalized chest bass, and it makes it sound similar in a smoothness texture to vocalized chest bass, like Starsky basses. I don't know, man. Yeah, but I mean, you can say that, but you could say Zeka also overused his yodeling and his no, it was naughty, I know, but at the same time, I feel guilty because it's like until we have a tutorial or anything, that's our only evidence of this possibly new bass. So as a bass scholar, I'm very satiated by it, but as a fan of D-Lo and one who wants to support content, I feel conflicted by yeah, I'm still waiting for your email to load, Black Panther. I don't see any having been received, but that doesn't mean I haven't got it. It could just be my email inbox loading. But thank you for calling me my spit spare though, Subsonic. Yeah, you weren't even here when I was showing the hard bass earlier, but I'm almost there to getting hard bass, bro. Thank you. No, it's not even like consistent yet though. Like I can do it, but I can't. I'm like 30% there. Like I'm almost to the point where I can just do it normally, but I can't quite yet. Thank you, man. P-Wad's vocal base is dope, dude. I'm sure I've told you this, maybe not because we haven't talked about this, but I really hate the name vocal base. I hate that because here's the thing. One, it had a name before it was called vocal base. It was called Starsky base. It was named after Starsky from Lyon, France, which is actually where Alexinho is from. That's what Alexinho called it in his tutorial on Starsky base and onto his Beatbox back in 2016, which is pretty much the first tutorial on the vocalized uvular oscillation base there was mainstream. It's named after Starsky, right? It tells about its history. It tells about where it came from. I don't like the name vocal bass because it doesn't really tell you how the bass works, how the bass sounds, how it's done, or any characteristic about it. And it serves to further confuse folks because
Yeah, you can send me the email again, Black Panther. Because
technically, as you know, subsonic as we've talked. Yeah. Those are all vocal bases. They're bases
that use your larynx and your vocal tract, as opposed to the non-vocal bases like.
Those are all non-vocal bases, as opposed to vocal bases, which are the ones that use your larynx and your pharynx and the machinery in your vocal tract. So calling the uvular bass vocal bass, it's unhelpful. It kind of gets in the way of people being able to have a common language to understand these vocal bases. They are vocal bases. They're all vocal bases. There's not just so. And it doesn't really describe how it does. It kind of starts to confuse people. And there's a reason why people call it vocal bass. It's because it all started when P-Wad, a master of the Starsky bass, by the way, he generously released a tutorial on his own sound, and he called it vocal bass in that tutorial, not Starsky bass. In that tutorial, I think his idea was that Starsky bass is the head voice or falsetto with the uvular oscillation. He said, "Oh, that's the Starsky bass, like the one Alexinho does. Mine is the lower one. That's vocal bass." But they're both Starsky, just like how and are both vocalized chest bass. There's just high vocalized chest bass with your head voice, or your falsetto, or chest voice vocalized chest bass with your chest voice. Well, that's scissor bass, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I call it Starsky bass. If you want to call it uvular bass, you can call it that too. But vocal bass is just an unhelpful name, and I'm trying to undo that precedent, that undue precedent that P-Wad said. It's not his fault. English isn't his first language. Yeah, exactly. So I prefer to call it Starsky bass because yeah, they're the same sound, and vocal bass doesn't do it justice. It kind of serves to take away from the collective understanding that we're trying to build of vocal bases. And Starsky fits. If you don't think it does, uvular bass can fit too, but not vocal bass. Ugh, so stupid. There's nasal bass now, but that's just the uvular oscillation bass through the nose. That's ballistic. I can't even do it. Anyways, yeah. So, and actually, fun fact: while we're talking about Starsky bass subsonic, I learned from a friend from actually your neck of the woods in the UK that I met. He told me, and he helped me realize there's actually two kinds of ways to do Starsky bass subsonic. P-Wad's is one way, and the other way is Duds' way. If you notice Duds, his sound's a little different, the texture's a little different. It's because there's actually two ways to do it, just like with throat bass. There's like the tight, constricted Kenny Urban, Marcus Perez throat bass. Yeah, wap, wap, wap. Wap, 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 out. And then there's the whispery kind, right? You, no, 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 no. No, no, no. When you wanna go. No, no. When you wanna go. You know, the codfish kind. Great texture. There's two ways to do throat bass, right? Yeah, yeah. A lot less tension, more whispery. No, no, yeah. And yeah, yeah. Boom, boom. I rock it for real, for sure. Boom, boom. You rock it for no, boom, boom. I rock it for real, boom, boom. You rock it for no. Shout out to D-Lo. You rock it for real, you rock it. I said, rocking up, I swear, blow, get below. You know, there's two ways of doing throat bass, right? Subsonic. There's actually there's two ways of doing Starsky bass as well. So if you're still watching, there's the way P-Wad does it, and you can actually see it in his tutorial. If you take away the vocalization from P-Wad's, it sounds like a duck. That's what my friend from the UK said. It's like the duck one. I know it's not that, because I kind of count that as the same sound. Because if you want to count it as that subsonic, like and you can technically say there's four ways of doing it, because what I just said, those don't depend on your nose or your mouth. Those actually depend on. I've been kind of doing a little more research in like just vocal techniques, like distortion, like metal music singing. It's actually based on something called modes of your voice. Like, hey subsonic, I'm talking with my normal neutral mode, and then hi, hey subsonic, I'm also talking to you in my chest voice. It's the same register, but it's a lot whisperier. This is neutral with air, right? And there's other ones like, that's distortion, right? So the difference between the throat basses I just said subsonic are not through your nose and through your mouth. They're depending on what mode of voice you're using for your true voice in your throat bass. Whether it's the normal one, it's kind of more constricted. It's easier to hurt your voice with this throat bass. Yeah, wop, wop, wop. That's the one I started learning on before I learned the whispery one. Wop. Like the Marcus Perez. The whispery airy neutral with air mode. It's called neutral with air. Where it's whispery, gives you this kind of throat bass. No, he's no main firebender. When the fingers in the air. That's why Lucrative, Gale, Rex, all the Australian beatboxers have the same kind of throat bass. They all just do the kind of more advanced throat bass where it's with the neutral with air mode, right? Yeah. So that's a great question. I'm glad you're asking this. So I'll get to that once I answer your initial question. So because of if you believe what I'm saying, if you just granted what I'm saying, if you take that with faith, if you're saying, and you can actually classify basses, the same bass based on the nasal or the oral projection. But if you want to do that, then we're not talking about two ways to do throat bass, because my ways were mutually exclusive to yours. They were just different. Yeah. Versus right. Technically, there's four, right? You can do. Let's just call it the Marcus Perez throat bass and the Codfish throat bass, right? I don't want to call it neutral with air, neutral with air all the time. You can do the Marcus Perez throat bass orally. You can do the Marcus Perez throat bass nasally. You can do the Codfish throat bass orally. And you can do the Codfish throat bass nasally. And then technically, if you want to get fancy, there's actually 6 ways to do it, because there's also a way to do it through your nose and your mouth. That's how the siren said. That's how indicators polysub bass is done. It's hard to get that loud. And then technically, there's even an eighth setting because then you can do it the Alexino way, where you're doing it through your nose. You're opening your mouth, but you're not letting sound come out your mouth, but you're still shaping your lip around the overtone. So like that with a bass. Like Alexino does it with a like vocalized chest bass. So like that's Alexino's kind of signature bass besides Starsky bass. I'm an OG, you're new to the game. Right? This is weird. So yeah, so that's a different distinction than the distinction you're making, but you can overlap my variation. It's just there's two kinds of throw basses. There's two kinds of Starsky basses. I just want to tell you. Let me finish that tangent before I go into this new one. P-Wad sounds like a duck. If you take away the vocalization, you know. Right? That's one I would say is the tight Starsky bass. My friend from the UK calls it the duck one because you're tightening your uvula oscillation so much, it's no longer a gargle. Like he calls it clean gargles. Sounds like a duck, right? You hear that, guys? This is not your typical. No respect, everybody. You know. Right? Subsonic. The second way of doing Starsky bass is the looser one, the looser uvula oscillation. It's more like a gurgle than it is a duck sound. Still gives the same bass, but it's like the difference between and do you hear that? Both lip oscillations, but like one's an octave higher, I guess, because the positions are different. They're done differently. But if you can do one, you can teach yourself to do the other. Just like the throat bass analogy. That's what I was telling you. I'm going back to that because basically to answer your third question or your second question, Razel, and a lot of old school hip hop guys, they only knew how to do it basically the tensed way, the Marcus Paris way, where it's not very airy. That was kind of, I think the airy way, dude, honestly, is like a more advanced technique. It's like something to add on top of your throat bass once you can do the basic one. That's kind of how I learned it. But you know, the if you are the Heat does that too. Urban does it. Yeah, BBK does it that way. Reach One, he actually does both. Actually, if you listen, like, no bullshit. Just listen to a lot of his stuff, especially newer stuff. He does both. Especially, I think he may have been getting inspired by Codfish. Because obviously he was an OG before Codfish, but maybe like he started doing more melodic things with this throat bass instead of just kind of like a dubstep synth. Because I've heard him do the one that sounds exactly like Codfish. Like he does low, he goes really low with his throat bass, as you know, because he's very masterful at it. But even when he does mid-range notes now, he sounds exactly like Codfish. Like he does the and then that's when he does the tight one. You see, he does both. If you listen, it's just a textural choice he makes. That's why a lot of people can just do throat bass like with a kick. but really mastering throat bass and appreciating the beauty of it. There's so many. There's not as many dimensions to fuck around with as vocalized chest bass, but you can do things like applying a whisper texture to give that codfish throat bass. You know, you can do the mouth shape. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, me too. Exactly. And I wouldn't even call the whispered one reach one style. I mean, maybe it's unfair that I'm calling it codfish style because of the generational bias, but I literally have heard early reach one. He does like the tight one too. I think he just does both, honestly. Like he's just such a OG that I don't even think he has one preference. Like that, I think that's kind of what you should want to be able to do. Anselt's a lot like that too. He's a newcomer who does both, but in his tutorial for vibration bass and throat bass, he accidentally calls it scissor bass, and you and I both know that's not scissor bass. Is different than wah. Is different than wah. You know, but he kudos for him for being one of the only new schoolers to make the distinction, to make a tutorial of it. You know, but besides him, like Reach One and Codfish, because Codfish does do the tight one too, like the wah. Don't fuck with the rhythm. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh my god, and oh my god, his inward drives are so clean and so fast. It's inhuman, man. Um, but yeah, no. So to answer your question, there's two kinds of Starsky basses. The Duds way, if you've heard Duds, it sounds a little differently than P-Wads. That's because he's doing it the looser way. The ways of doing it are kind of like the duck Starsky bass, the tight P-Wad one. The hump of your tongue to cause the uvula to oscillate is a lot higher up, so it's not letting the uvula oscillate as much. It's limiting the oscillation to a very, very tight one. You know, like that. You know, and then Dudes is just loose. Oh well, it seems so far. You feel my heat, look into my eyes. It's where my demons hide. It's where my demons hide. Don't get too close. It's dark inside. It's where my demons hide. It's where my you know, I'm used to doing it the P1 way more. Yeah, dude, like he invented it, dude. So to answer your second question, to now finally get to that, yeah, I can do some vibration bass. That's an L bass. How's that sound, you guys? Does that come through all right? All right, take it easy, Black Panther. Guten Morgen, guten Tag, guten Nacht, gute Nacht, whatever time of day it is for you in Germany. Take care, man. Stay safe. Can you hear that? Thank you. I've been practicing a lot. I really love my vibration and throat basses. You can hear the fifth too. Yo, octave, fifth under, second subharmonic. That's right. Practice is much more important than talent. beast on the track.
Shout out to Remix.
If you do throat vibration bass from your Marcus Perez throat bass, it's different than when you do it from the Codfish throat bass as well.
Just so you don't know. It'll give a different vibration bass. That's what Ansel meant when he said that his vibration bass is based on the Slizer bass. That's what he meant. If any else saw his tutorial.
What's up, Arrow? What country are you watching us from, man? Let me give a shout out to your country. Humming style beats. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Like, yeah, yeah. It's like inertia, right? Don't fuck with me. I'm reckless. Baby headless. That's as opposed to Codfish's sound so smooth because he's basing it on the Codfish throat bass, the whispery one. Yo, 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 no, yo, tomorrow, yo, yo, no, 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 I think I still do the Titan kind of vibration bass more than the whispery kind. It's not as I learned vibration bass through the Titan room first. So yep. The voice cracks aren't anything. So you've heard that from other tutorials, probably by one known erroneously. The voice cracks aren't anything. That's nothing. The voice cracks are the throat bass harmonizing with the tight voice. So yeah, it's just throat bass. Now your throat bass is just Darnie's way of teaching it right with the emo kid. Hey guys, and hey life, and the and is right. And yo, the tight voice, which really is a type of vocal position that lets your true vocal cords' resonance be dampened by your arytenoid cartilages and your false vocal cords acting like a clamp, clamping on your voice, constricting the airflow. In Tuvan culture, they call it humye. In beatbox, we just call that French, French, yup. That's the tight voice. You do tight voice plus yeah, just like how normal voice plus emo voice, or just normal voice plus throat clearing is throat bass plus tight voice is If you do whispery throat bass though, yep, yo, it gives you yo, no. Just like codfish. That's super smooth. Versus yeah, yo, yeah, that's like inertias, right? More harsh. The voice cracks aren't anything. That's just what happens when you start to be able to harmonize your tight voice and your throat bass. That crack, that's just the vibration bass starting to harmonize. Like that. Yo, 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 yo. I'm going in Nell's bass. Those cracks are just vibration bass. The thing is, when you're doing vibration bass, it's very easy to get yourself worked up, get yourself tensed up, get yourself so tense you forget how to relax your throat to be able to do vibration bass correctly. A tip that is a good tip to remember: focus on the tight voice. If you can listen closely, there's 2 tones to vibration bass. The tight voice, you can still hear it in there. Yeah. Tight voice, tight voice, tight voice. A lot of people don't learn vibration bass correctly, or they don't learn it with the proper guidance. So for them, it's hit or miss until they just learn how to do it. But if you learn like certain things to be aware of, you can make yourself always be in a good position to do it, even if like your voice is too tense. Those people don't have that advantage because they don't always know the principle of how tight the vibration bass works. If you focus, it's a subharmonic principle, so it has to be relaxed, and you have to keep the fundamental tone, just like yo. I have to keep my ha for the o to work, right? I have to keep your yo strong for the yo to work. You know, that was a high vibration bass. You can go lower. Yo 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 yo. You can still hear the tight voice in there. Yo, 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 yo. You know, so just focus on the tight voice. Then you won't lose your vibration bass as easily as you get more tired, more worked up, or more tense. So some humming. Okay. Shout out to Gene Shinazaki. Fuck, hold on. Vibration bass. Nay. I'm doing awesome, Kiko. How are you doing? I'm doing awesome, my DK. Hello to you as well. Let me know what you guys, what country you guys are calling from, and watching from, Let me give you a shout out to your communities. So, oh, hey, Slovak. Cool, man. Well, shout out to the Slovakia community, man. I'm sure there are some Slovak beatboxers. Shout out to the Slovakia beatbox community. Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that, you guys. I'm not really that clean. I was just shouting out to Sonus from Korea. But let's see here.
Shout out to the Arabic beatbox community. This is some Arabic trap, and shout out to Mr. Gimple. Yeah, baby. Ooh, yeah, baby. You know that I will always love you. You know that I will always love you. Ooh, yeah, baby. Ooh, yeah, baby. You know that I will always love you. You know that I will always.
Y'all ready?
A rabbit trap, goes like. Sorry. And I drop it like this.
I don't know. Wish that you would step back off that ledge, my friend. All the lies you've been living, I would understand. I would understand.
I'm not doing 2H inward bass. That was just a really unclean version of D-low inward bass. I don't know if you subscribe to my channel, but if you see my beatbox videos and stuff like that, I try to break down the differences between inward basses. I've been working on my D-low inward bass a little bit. Oh, hey, what's going on, Leon, sir? I'm sorry to hear that, my friend, but glad to see you joined us despite that. But just please don't get in trouble just for watching my stream, all right? Please.
Pay attention in school, if that's what's going on right now. Not
you can always watch my stream later. I'll keep it covered. But that was D-low inward bass. Keep going. I was adding some high vocalization by accident, I think. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you subscribe to my channel, but just watching my videos, I talk about indicators, poly sub bass, and L's bass, D-lows inward bass, the difference between D-lows inward bass and like trunk vowels inward bass. That's hollow vocalized inward bass. Yeah, like I don't know if you just found your way on here just randomly, but yeah, go ahead and click subscribe if you want. But I posted a beatbox resource. It's like a Word document on the Beatbox Reddit. It's in almost all the links for all of my new videos. And you can copy and paste the link from my channel's description. Check it out when you get a chance if you don't want to do it now. But I basically talk about the 5 families of vocal basses in beatboxing by anatomical part that causes them. The evil bass family, the throat bass family, the chest bass family, which includes the inward bass family, the uvular bass family or Starsky bass family, and the subharmonic register family, which is based on vocal fries. Go ahead and check it out. I include about like 25 different basses, including slizzard bass, throat bass, vibration bass, evil bass, hard bass, 2H inward bass, D-low inward bass, high vocalized inward bass, hard bass, evil bass, poly sub bass, and L's bass. Check it out. Yeah, nasal bass is not something that's a real thing, but there are basses you can project through your nose, like ballistics is. It's either a high evil bass or a high Starsky bass, like with your uvula. I've heard conflicting results. Yeah, that's the nose and swallow bass. Of course, man. Yeah, 100% subsonic. I'd love to do that. I'm not as good of a beatboxer as you, so I hope I don't bring you down, but I'd be honored. I'd very much be honored. Well, I would definitely do it with you. But I don't use my Instagram for beatbox, so I don't know how we would make. Like, I would definitely do that, but I don't use that account for beatbox. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, thank you, Leon. I appreciate that. I don't know if we've ever talked, but I appreciate that. Yeah, Kiko, just go check out my resource. I'm not a beat-based connoisseur. I am a scholar, a beatbox vocal-based scholar. I love these basses. I love studying them. I think the human voice is amazing for being able to create these sounds. Anyway, Kiko, that was my. I'm working on 2H and bass. I can't do it that well, but that was D-low bass though. So you have inward bass. You have inward vocal bracket. That's okay. Kiko, just go to any of my new videos, and in the description, just click on the link. It'll show you my Word document I composed. That's like it's like a list of vocal basses. Okay. And you got inward bass, and then vocalized inward bass, and then hollow vocalized inward bass. And then you got D-low inward bass.
I was doing it earlier.
Well, So doesn't do D-low inward bass. He does. You're talking about that. It's called inward vocal fry. See what I'm talking about, Kiko? That is inward vocal fry. That is what So does, right? I might not be coming clear because I was doing it a lot before you came on. But, long story short, he is inward bass. No, he does inward vocal fry, not inward glottal fry. But I'm sure it could be called that. That's vocalized inward bass. Wow. That's hollow vocalized inward bass. It's like what Chung Bao does, and D Mello from Palestine. And GTS from Georgia does that too. This is D-low inward bass.
It's D-low inward bass.
Yeah, I'm almost 100. I'm almost 99% sure that's D-low inward bass. Might sound not as clean as his. My uvula oscillation isn't as tight as his, or ping pong pose, but it's the same bass. I cannot do the D-Lo zipper. It's a T zipper though, like that. So, don't, baby girl, don't you worry about tomorrow. No, everything will be right. Put that aside. Don't, baby girl, don't you worry about what you can't see coming. Hey, everything will be right. I'll see. Sorry. Everything will be right. I'll see you tonight. Yeah, it's a cover of Stitch. Shout out to Stitch. Nape, 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 nape. I'll feel nape, 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 rap, 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 rap. I'll see it tonight. I'll see it tonight. I'll see it tonight. Thank you. Thank you, Subsonic. I'll see it tonight. I appreciate that, man. He's a huge, huge inspiration to me. He's a Japanese American just like me. I still follow him. He's part of the reason I started beatboxing too. Him and Napalm. Yeah, I would be creamed by him. But I'm very much inspired by him, so I'm sure we have a similar mindset. Thank you, though. I'll see it tonight. Yes? Yep. And you can fight this feeling. Do 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 do. You can fight the fight. Do 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 do. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Well, if you like it, you already subscribed, but please, watch my videos if you haven't watched all of them. Read my beatbox resource. It'll really help share a lot of the knowledge I've gained. And put it all in one place for people to be able to learn and to be able to teach others on. I'm not the best tutorialist on all sounds, but I do consider myself a very passionate scholar and student of beatbox vocal bases. I love learning how they work, trying to learn them all myself, spread knowledge on how to do them, and teach them to others. No, bro. No, dude, I'm not even that good, dude. Like, I'm not even regional level. That was just me doing a cover, you guys. Like, I mean, if I put more time into it, I could compose some pretty dope shit. But no, Subsonic, like I'm not even sub-regional level. Like Rubik tutorialist, like he's amazing. Like I'm not even his level. He's like a 10 and I'm like a 4. If he's a 10, hey, what's good? I've got diarrhea. I hope that's not true currently. But hey, what's going on, man? Or woman or other. But thank you guys. I appreciate the love.
think I'm in my third year, fourth year if we're kind of not taking it seriously. I tell people, a lot of my time spent beatboxing and leveling myself up. A lot of it's just gone into not Postner. I love Postner, but no, not that. Um, it's gone into me learning vocal bases, understanding how they work, understanding how to teach them to other people, understanding how to classify them, and which ones fall into the same kind of family. So unfortunately, fortunately, I can sing. I'm a multi instrumentalist. I understand production before beatboxing, so I do have a lot of those as my strengths. I'm musical. I have good composition. I'm not shy of performing or being on the stage at all. I'm fairly good at improvising, so I'm pretty sure I'd be good at battling as well. But the thing is, I have almost no tech. Like really, I don't at all. In no kind of amateur competitive way. Um, but like I have a lot of vocal bases, but I have to polish them up and like spend some time being able to put them in a routine. But yeah, I appreciate that. I really do. You guys, thank you, Subsonic. What do you mean the champs? Like, what do you mean? Do you mean GBB World Champs? Do you which isn't happening this year? I don't think. Do you mean the U.S. champs? Do you mean like Great North Battle, Midwest Battle? You know, like what level are you talking about for me to enter? Like, I appreciate that though. I mean, you're like one of the OGs in terms of like you're my elder. I'm your junior. I was inspired by the likes of people from your generation, probably people who have been taught by your tutorials in your generation. So that means a lot. I'm not really that good. I mean, the level's so high these days that I probably would stick out. I would, but I would have to work on the things that I'm deficient in before I could even like consider being acceptable to like battle seriously. Um, let's see. I know, right?
Yeah, Postner is pretty difficult. It's like a 6 out of 10, honestly. It took me almost as long as the Hungarian lip roll. I think so, Subsonic. Um, uh, hey, broski. I'm sorry, I'm just catching up with you guys. Is Postner difficult? Tell us the 6 out of 10. I'll teach you tech, bro. Yeah, thank you, man. Like honestly, I know I can learn tech if I try. It's just like I don't know how many of you play instruments, but we have these things in orchestra called etudes. They're basically songs that aren't meant to be songs. Like they're songs that are just exercises, just to emphasize a certain skill or trait, like trilling or being able to string crossed or being able to do staccato or pizzicato. You can perform with them, but that's not their purpose. Etudes are composed just to help practice a certain skill. Technicality and fills are like your combos, in fighting games. Um, Practicing them to me would be like practicing etudes, just practicing things that aren't necessarily musical. But I mean, I like tech, I just can't do it that well. But I'm sure I could learn it if I gave myself time. It's just that's not where I'm devoting my time right now. So it's not my priority, but it should be. It's just I'm unfortunately just cycling all my energy into the vocal bases because it's such a deep hole. But I'm almost done, you guys. Once I've learned this last bass that I'm trying to learn, I'll probably start not trying to learn more sounds for myself and probably just try to incorporate all the many basses I have into routines I can showcase and battle with, and stuff like that. But thank you, Subsonic. I know you have tech, so I'm sure you could. I appreciate that. Um, so, Kiko, you may just be an exception. Like for me, it was hard to get my tongue to seal off the top of my mouth to make airflow only go on the sides. It was a very unnatural position for me, especially with lip rolling, because you tilt your mouth to the side when you drop your jaw, so you get used to doing that all the time. But I would watch Hartzell's tutorial Subsonic. It's a great tutorial. It's just the only things he didn't say, because he says his English is bad, but it's really not. The only things he doesn't really say is what to look out for, like common pitfalls people have, and that's not even going to be true for all people. Like Kiko just learned it in 2 days. It took me months to learn.
Um, Shazam has a great tutorial on it too. I know how you feel about him, but honestly, like the tutorial, it's cold. You know, he's not being toxic on there, and he hasn't even really been toxic lately. I wonder how much of that beef is maybe like, I don't know if people's prides are getting hurt because of criticism, but he really, really, really likes D'Lo. Him and Sin like look up to D'Lo. He's one of their favorite beatboxers. I know, and that's no excuse to trash talk your favorite beatboxer, but also I think it's like, is the criticism. This is how I approach like people criticizing me too when I beatbox, and this is what allows me to differentiate between when I should defend my honor, so to speak, or when it's not meant to be taken personally. Is it coming from a place of love? Is it coming from a place of compassion? Like, are they wanting him to be better and they really, really like him as an artist? Or is it just coming from a place of literally just jealousy or I'm trying to tear you down? Because there's people like that. But I think that's a question we can all ask ourselves before we react to things that we see or support or not support other people reacting to things we see. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, man. Yeah, like I love D'Lo, but I know he's a little young, so maybe one thing that he doesn't have is maybe the maturity to see that, or maybe not even that. Maybe when you're D'Lo and you're as famous as you are, you get people all the time in your fucking chats and stuff. That it gets you in a certain kind of mindset, and it's hard to detach yourself from toxicity, and it's hard to still see when it's criticism is coming from a place of compassion, even if they're not being all lovey-dovey about it. I see that with napalm too. I mean, being in the Corona quarantine times, it makes you crazy too. It makes you more sensitive when you don't hang out with people all the time. I hate seeing. I don't know about D'Lo, but I hate seeing people be toxic to napalm and him reacting to them and him taking their bait because he's a good guy. But some people like Gene are just able to brush it off, but that's not easy. I get it for all personality types. I was a psych major. I appreciate that everyone's different. There's neurodiversity, but napalm gets so triggered, and it's like he shouldn't, and he has every right to be, but and it's just sad because it's like he's the two-time American champion, two GBB champ, vice president. He is more than an OG. He is a pioneer. He's a living legend, and he's very humble, and he's not cocky at all. And people still fuck with him, and they just make fun of him and say toxic shit. I don't know if D'Lo is exposed to that, but when you're exposed to that all the time, of course, it's going to seem really hard sometimes to differentiate between when people in your community, maybe even your acquaintances, are saying things on like an international scale about you and your rounds. But they're just doing that for their community and our community, and it's not about D'Lo at all. It's about his art. But like if he doesn't like them, I get that because they've even said like he doesn't like us, but we like him. But I think maybe those feelings that he has for them may pass with time, or they may not be forever. They may be a product of the times we're living in, the SBX tournaments, people just being toxic in his chats. When you get super famous, when you're in the SBX kickback battle and stuff like that, you're going to get a lot of traffic both ways, positive and negative. But anyways, so I don't know if this will help you, but doing it like I'm breathing normal whistle. You do lower your jaw, but sealing your tongue's airflow from the top of your mouth off, and letting it flow around your tongue on both sides. The rest is that's not as hard, just getting the whistle. Even a style comprising technicality and pure percussion is essential. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, I know what you're saying because I even believe spoken word and rap is music. I'm on the same camp as you, so melodic. Yeah, exactly. I meant to say musicality. But yeah, technicality for me, it's more like etudes than melodic music. So, you know, Marisha Love. Oh, hey. Much love to our brothers, sisters, and others from China. Hope you guys are doing okay during these times. Much love as a Korean Japanese American to our Chinese brothers and sisters. I'm going to do one more routine for you guys, and then we can talk about stuff. SBX, Beatbox, Kickback battle, all that stuff. Cool. No, he's no made firebender. Fingers in the air. He's no made firebender. In a second to spare.
He's gonna fucking flame you out. He's gonna fucking flame you out. Pull me in fire, then. Shout out to Congress. No. Oh. Hold me in fire, then no sure that oh, all over your left hand. Oh, reputation come to a strand. No, not to worry, cause we can melody jam. I look forward to the GDD. Singing all the Beatbox family. Tonight we'll make history. No Switzerland, yo, with our friend Pepperoni. Drop down and get you alone, girl. Drop down and get you alone, girl. Drop down and get you alone, girl. Drop down and get you. Drop down and get you. Drop down and get you alone, girl. Drop down and get you. Drop down and get you alone, girl. Drop down and get you. Drop down and get you. Now drop it like get it like sorry. Thanks. It's just practice. It's just practice, man. Thanks, man. It's more about a push than it is an actual clap. Shout out to Kindo. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go with the flow. Here we go, here we go, here we go with the flow. Here we go, here we go, here we go with the flow. Like excuse me. Get it like get it like trap music. You know, trap music goes like trap music goes like Mwah. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Listen. Oh shit. Inward K. Take care, Subsonic, man. Sad to see you go, man, but peace, man. Stay safe. Much love to you and your family. Thanks for stopping by, bro. I can do everything. Hit me. What do you guys think of the SBX Kickback battle so far?
Who was your favorite? What? Let's listen to D-Lo now. All right, we'll listen to D-Lo then Zekka's. What do you guys think about the Swiss Beatbox Kickback battle so far? What do you think about the final? Who is your favorite participant? What was your favorite rounds? We're gonna listen to the D-Lo battle.
Welcome to round 3 of the final of the SBX Kickback Battle 2021. Today we have D-Lo versus Zekka. Up next is D-Lo. With 2 minutes on the clock, I say the 3 and I say the 2 and 1.
I'll just do it like that so you guys can see what I'm wearing.
1 Beatbox.
The respect goes both ways, man.
Such a nice guy. My D-Lo inward bass sounds more gurgly than his because his UVL oscillation is cleaner. It was very atmospheric. What? The clocks are very masterful. That's good. Got vocal sounding. It's hard to say. D-Lo is actually my favorite beatboxer. Like, I think out of my top 5, he's number 1. But it's almost like Zekka is musical, power, technical, and he's an amazing battler. He always answers counters well. And I personally, I don't even like Zekka as much as D-Lo. I don't. I really don't. Like, I really don't. Like, I like him. He's not even in my top 15. There's just too many other beatboxers I like. However, this Swiss beatbox battle, he's been one of my favorite, if not my favorite. Every single round, dude, he's done, even the ones I didn't like the Cycle Clown, they sound like actual tracks you would hear on Spotify, like Vocoder says, right? That's what wins battles. Having a battle mentality, yes, but making tracks, making composition. I'm gonna have to watch all of them in succession. I feel like maybe he's been doing that better than D-Lo. I don't know. Like, I really would be extremely happy for D-Lo if he won. But Zekka's been like untouchable. He hasn't. D-Lo always intelligently answers his opponents as well. But Zekka, he never gets too carried away with the battle. He always brings his music into the battle. He doesn't make it just about music. He's not all about the battle. D-Lo is good like that too, but 50-50 of like being a complete package, I think Zeka may edge him out. Let's see. Let's hear his last round.
Sing to it. Welcome to round 4 of the final.
Wouldn't it be funny if he just says, "Don't worry, guys, it's just rigged" at the end?
Today we have D'Lo versus Zeka. Up next is Zeka with 2 minutes on the clock. I say the 3 and I say the 2 and the 1. In 3, 2, 1. Beatbox.
Let's hear this. Is he doing D'Lo?
I don't trust nobody cause it can't be fake. Running ain't option cause you're soaking in. I'm tired of being, I will beat you feel no way. Easter come, but that shit. My bullet to your street, yeah. I trust nobody cause break it down. I don't trust no. Your great track, let me taste your thing.
Yep, that was D'Lo.
Yeah.
It would be, man. Fuck. Oh. Fuck.
Time.
That's the overcat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna listen to that again. I'm gonna listen to that again. Running away from the
Round 4 of the final, the SBX Kickback Battle 2021. Today we have D'Lo versus Zeka. Up next is Zeka with 2 minutes on the clock. I say the 3 and I say the 2 and the 1. In 3, 2, 1. Beatbox.
Go one that. Religion. Religion. I don't trust nobody cause it can't be fake. Running ain't option cause you're so keen.
A lot of crap.
I will beat you feel no way. Easter come, but that shit. I put it to your street, yeah. I don't trust nobody cause break it down. I don't trust no. Your great track, let me taste your feet. Yeah. Running away from the Kickback battle.
Zeka never
Break
gets
it down.
That was amazing. That was very impressive. Maybe the mindset, because D'Lo said in his live stream he was very passionate about getting that win. Zeka's been cool as a cucumber. When he gets in the thick of it, all his combos are always still tasteful, even when he's going pure technicality. I don't know. I honestly vibe with Zeka's rounds as music more than I vibe with D'Lo's, even though what D'Lo is doing is very, very inspiring and impossible to me as a beatboxer.
When you find the right Trojan condom for you, it will shake.
It's like Zeka's composition mindset's more mature almost.
Welcome to round one of the finals of the SBX Kickback Battle 2021. Today, we have D-Lo versus Zeka. First up is D-Lo. With 2 minutes on the clock, I say the 3 and I say the 2 and the 1. In 3, 2, 1, beatbox.
Please
That's
don't
such a
take
cool
this
bass.
personal. All this hate is getting old. Everybody show respect. It's a little funky when I start the set.
Okay, not gonna lie, this is funky as fuck.
It's a little funky when I start my set. Out my lip.
It's very dark.
It's a little techno.
Here it goes. Hey! This is what makes me love D'Lo. I think it's called D'Lo Zipper, but yes.
It's a little funky when I start.
I think we get exposed a lot to D'Lo's amazingness. So it makes the wow factor not as big as Zeka's. Like, I agree with people who say that. But one thing I think that will never get old for me is that D'Lo's inward high voice. That's really hard to do. And because it's a voicing, it allows you to introduce a layer of polyrhythm and a layer of technicality and complexity to your beatboxing that unless someone else can do the exact same thing or something similar like napalm polyrhythmically, it's hard to compete with that, or it's hard for the judges not to take that into account, even when someone as amazing as Zeka goes up against him. So in D'Lo's defense, all these high vocalizations and stuff, like he wasn't being as musical as Zeka completely, but that inward high voice thing, that's technicality right there. I would say that's originality too. But yeah, that was very balanced, of course, between battle and musicality mindset. But let's just see how Zeka answers that.
Turn today's dreams into tomorrow's strokes with millions of flexible booking options all in one place.
Welcome to round 2 of the final of the SBX Kickback Battle 2021. Today, we have Dino versus Zeka. Up next is Zeka with 2 minutes on the clock. I say the 3 and I say the 2 and 1. In 3, 2, 1. Beatbox.
He's kind of doing hip hop just like he loves kind of him, maybe.
Facing life for way too long. We don't know if we alive. All these lies bitches stole. Said you're gonna waste your time.
Yeah, you're right. The answer. H-House does it too. So is Zeka, actually. I mean, he doesn't do it in the same way, but he can do that sound.
Gotcha.
I do agree with Shazam a little bit. That drop didn't hit quite as hard. It's perfect, but there's no wow.
It's called side haters.
I mean, that's true. He answered it. Smart battling. That was good.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna lie. I really just like Zeka's music more. It's nothing against D-Lo. It really isn't. I even like D-Lo in better than Zeka is, but this tournament specifically and that battle specifically, I mean, my opinion's not worth much because I'm not a judge, but I really, really, really like Zeka's music. I really like D-Lo's rounds, but I love Zeka's music. What he was making was music 100% of the time, or just in a very pleasing ratio to his battle mentality.
The nicest human beings you will ever meet in your life. Really,
I've heard that.
so
He's such a wholesome, nice guy.
Such a friendly
Shit.
guy. I love
We're gonna
him
watch
so
a reaction
much.
to it.
He's so nice. He's always making jokes. He's so lovely. He was actually one of the first persons I meet at this GBB because I was earlier. Yeah, because I was working there. He was also early. I came to the hostel. The first person that came out was Thomas Sakura. I was like, Thomas Sakura, and he was like, yo, Shazam, what's up? And it was so nice, and yeah, we talked a lot. Also, hang out at camp. Such a nice person. We have our ranking until now. It's Codfish, Elisi, Zeka, MB14, Audikill, Collapse, Batako, Changbao, H's, and Cloud. How can you remember? And now we're gonna have Thomas Sakura. Let's see where he ranks in. Let's go!
Switching continents because this is international.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we head down to South America.
I think the first South American ever to compete in solo
Down to Chile.
Grand Beatbox
It's a
battle.
Chilean champion. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tomasaka!
Oh. Look, he looks so mean. Speaking of looking like an artist. Yeah. Wow. Immediately got the crowd. Wow. The sounds are so powerful. Thomas! My favorite thing about Thomas is before he does jokes, he always says, Thomas! Oh, really? This is so nice. He just says his name. Oh, no,
I can watch you for a lifetime. You're my favorite movie.
I agree. Well, I mean, I appreciate that, but you know, it's not worth much to the judging process. I'm not even that experienced, dude. Like, I've spent most of my time beatboxing, just watching content, learning sounds, learning about sounds, and the voice capabilities. Not even experienced in battle or the community or the. I haven't been to a live event, so I'm just a big fan, man. Where'd you say you were from again, Leon, sir? Was it Norway? He's just doing unvocalized.
He just placed in like 4
dope, dude.
crazy special sounds in 1 minute.
My best friend is from Hyderabad.
Show off, guys.
What state are you from? What province are you from? And do you speak primarily Hindi, or do you have another language you speak as well besides Hindi and English? My best friend spoke Telugu.
Just like showed off the bass before, just a little bit before he drops it. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like a little teaser. I love hard bass.
Oh no!
I can watch you for a lifetime. You're my favorite movie. I'm dancing every time.
Cool, man. Oh, Punjab. Oh, you're Punjabi. Cool. I love Punjabi food. I really, really do. Oh man. Cool. Are you Sikh then? Not Hindi? Are you Sikh? Yeah, there's Punjabis up in Pakistan too. I do know a little bit about that. I know it's northeastern. Damn. This guy. High bass. I thought it was like Starsky bass, but I think a high vocalized chest bass, I guess.
He just placed in like 4 crazy special sounds in 1 minute. So why you do it? Yeah, in GBB, show off, guys. I also really like the structure. He just like showed off the bass before, just a little bit before he drops it. Yeah. So nasty. Like, not waste time, just like beat after beat. It's good.
He's got a beautiful singing voice. He doesn't usually use BMG snare that much.
Say you want someone. Say you want someone.
Yeah, like you're culturally Sikh, like how Ansel's culturally Muslim. Yeah, I feel you. Cool, man. Cool.
In between parts,
That's dope. That's dope. Shout out to the Punjabi beatbox community, the Indian beatbox community, and the Sikh beatbox community.
Stores nationwide. Get a $10 reward.
You want someone, and then
All the drops are so good. It's just a build up. I know.
And then
A lot of the music he does, like, it's music Americans listen to, like, kind of like future trap, melodic trap. Yeah, man. Much love to our South Asian beatbox community. Oh yeah, he's one of my favorites too. He's an inspiration. Dubstep beatbox took a whole new meaning when we saw his interpretation. A lot of Latin American beatboxers have that mindset too. Grime.
The stage presence.
He did kind of lose it there for a second, and he kind of changed it. Hey. Crowd control. Yeah, he's a natural performer. That's just as important, if not more, than talent, musicality, technicality, battle mentality. Being a performer, having crowd control, that's what that means.
See, just doing something different, surprising, not the craziest face, but at the end just sing. Yeah, I just don't like the middle part. Yeah, it was like he kind of lost himself. Yeah, but then
middle,
came,
yeah.
like the end.
The lost in the sauce a little bit. I did notice
that. And then this end, nice. Overall, a very strong round. Yeah, very, very strong. Well, where would you place him though? That's a hard question. Coffee, no. Elise, no. Zeka, no. MB14? Maybe around there, yeah. Who's after MB14? Article. But I still think better than Article. Yeah.
You know, if you guys want like a good kind of show of a lot of different variants of inward bass, you should look up Vokoda's stuff. Like his original stuff, he does show, like in one person you can do hollow inward bass, D-low inward bass, high vocalized inward bass, 2H inward bass. He does all of those, you know.
Yeah, but
he just doesn't do helium inward bass, but Tropical does. And so is Den.
There's a melody, and then he does the melody with like really basic sounds. It's like a beginner would do build up. Okay, I can go with like just before and before.
He took down a lot of his stuff.
Right. No, just after.
I think he's trying to put it up officially, but
right. Yeah. So what place?
Yeah, let's look up some reaction videos to his stuff that's still up there. VIP and EDM terms are tracks that producers only use at concerts, pretty much in the first place. Oh, cool.
Explore our incredible selection of safe in-store guidance or order online and pick up your products curbside. Come discover the perfect floor at the perfect price, however is perfect for you. Explore floor and decor in-store or online.
But I don't.
Nah, disintegrate VIP.
Here we go.
An original video link in the description box below. Okay, first two and CD. Here we go.
Yeah, it is more bass pure, and I know how it's done. I just can't do it myself. He has a tutorial on it. I have a friend who can do it. But yeah, if you want examples of other people besides him who use it, Den and Dropical do. So Den from Kazakhstan and Dropical from Kazakhstan and Den from Canada. It's more warm because there's no air at all. It's basically if It's like a different version of inward vocalized chest bass or vocalized inward bass. Like, wow. That's inward phonation plus inward bass. Helium's inward bass is more like an inward vocal fry and an inward bass. So and it's where you shut off the air. Something like that. That's why you can hold it for as long as you can. It's a lot more warm and less airy too. But yeah, I love Helium's inward bass. I just wish someone could help me learn it. Well, thank you. I know the theory. I just he's switching between hollow inward bass and deal inward bass.
But I'm looking forward to it. The original video link in the description box below. Very first 2 links you need. Here we go.
Oh, he made a private video.
Real home realizations by Realtor.com.
My boss recently asked me how working from home has been going. I smiled.
Oh, he's like a 2.0. So, without further ado, enough talking. Let's get into the video. Vocoder's channel and original video link in the description box below. Very first 2 links you need. Here we go.
Nah, just in a great VIP.
That's D-Lo inward bass and hollow.
Oh, that texture is so good.
Nice Sid effect scratch, right? I'm so proud of him that he represents America. Like that's one thing I'm glad to be an American about for some of the beatboxers that we have.
Nice and add.
Like Vocoder, he represents
So
us in
short.
America.
It's such a short. I just want more.
Me
I
too.
just want more. I really like it. There's not really much more for me to say compared to the original.
You just flexed it like fuck.
No one out cheeses, out meets, or out supremes the high because no one out pizzas the high.
You guys loved the solo wildcard announcement, and you all said, please react to tag team wildcard. Please react to loop wildcard. Please react to tag team loop wildcard. So we're gonna hear you. What the story? So we're gonna react to tag team wildcard today. The next loop wildcard will be on next Tuesday. Why, Sam?
That's true.
Why? Because
But we lost it.
next week
our African American community in New York, hip hop culture on the East Coast invented it. That's true. But kind of died in America around the end of the 90s. Europe really internationally revitalized it, made it the current international scene it is today that inspired Asia, Latin America, and America again, you know. So if it weren't for European OGs.
Okay.
But yeah, it did come from America. It is true. Black Americans too, actually. But yeah, he is very
I mean, we already
representative.
kind of reacted
Him,
to this on
King
our
Inertia,
channel.
Kindo,
But let's listen
Ping
to
Pong
the-
Co,
We did a
Ryul,
remix with
Napalm, Kenny Urban, Chrysalis, and
Ah,
then Gene,
that's it.
Shinozaki, Caleb, Milady, Mark Martin.
Oh,
You know.
Oh. Before these red eyes coming out, that's so scary. That's right, people.
I don't know about Notice. I don't know who that is. Listen to that. I love Wolfgang. Wow. Damn. Well, where are his beatboxing? Where does his beatboxing content exist on? Though? What platform does it exist?
Are you ready?
MB14 and Sorrow are very, very talented beatboxers, and they're extremely good composers.
Oh my god. He got yeah. Far had the best walk.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna hop off now. But thanks for watching. You know, thanks for being here with me. Do you guys have any other beatbox-based questions to ask before I hop off? Yeah. And if not, I'll definitely catch you guys next time. Dope. All right, man. Well, the answer. Thanks for joining. Be sure to subscribe if you aren't already, and yeah, thanks for joining me today, guys. It's always great to be with my people in the community, even if it's just a small group. Doesn't matter to me. Always happy to help you guys have your questions answered. Yeah, peace to you, man, and shout out to our Indian and our Punjabi beatbox community. All right, much love, you guys. Alkmi Beats out.